Hello, you're highly welcome back to my channel. It's your favorite nurse Amara in the building. I started a motherhood series some time ago. If you want to know where this video is coming from, just make sure you start from the first video below, because I'm trying to document my pregnancy journey. Yes guys, I'm pregnant, but I have an agreement with my husband. I don't want to make my pregnancy public while I am pregnant, so we want it to be after I must have given birth, and we have our reasons for this. So when I give birth, I will still tell us, but I don't know when I'm going to publish this particular video that I'm doing today. So anytime you see this video, whether when I have given birth or not, just know that I'm just doing it to document my journey. So I'm just trying to document how I felt, everything about me, even though I'm a midwife. But I just noticed with my pregnancy that practical midwifery and theoretical midwifery, they are somehow similar, but sometimes the reality seems to be different from what you know. So I've been a midwife for 5 years, and this is the first time I'm being pregnant all my life. So that's why I want to document my journey, because I know after this pregnancy definitely I will notice some changes. So I have talked about the signs that you see before you miss your period. Those signs that I talked about in the previous video, you can check the video here. Most of the signs were what I experienced. It's not even what I saw on the book, it's what I experienced that I shared with you, and I know some people may relate with that, whereas some may not relate with that. So in today's video, I want to share with you the signs, and that is the signs, the symptoms, the things that I saw, or the things that I experienced in my second trimester. Yes, I'm doing this video because from tomorrow I'm going to enter 28 weeks. So I'm going to enter 28 weeks. So I just want to document how I felt in this second trimester, because I noticed a great change between my second trimester and my first trimester. So I'm going to be as real as anything. I wrote them down here, so I'm not going to forget any of them. But if you are a mom here and you can relate to any of the signs or symptoms that I'm going to call out here, kindly let me know in the comment section. So one of the things that I noticed, second trimester starts from 13th week to 27 weeks, whereas some say it's 14 weeks to 28 weeks. So whichever way, but I'm going to start from then. In my 13th week, I was still spitting. I was spitting like no man's business. People will tell me to take bitter leaf. I will take bitter leaf without washing it. It will just work today, the next day it will not work. Some other people say that I should take bitter cola, but I know bitter cola is not good, so I was skeptical in taking bitter cola. Then at a time I couldn't hold it again. It was just messing me up. Even in the office I was messed up, because I cannot even talk for 2 or 3 seconds without even seeing myself spitting, or spit as in saliva will fill my whole mouth. So what I did, I started chewing gum. But I don't like sugary things. I don't like it even before I got pregnant, and each time I take those sugary things, it will even make the spitting to come up more. So I was just chewing gum so that at least it will keep my mouth fresh. It will make me to be swallowing the saliva small. But at a time I started injuring my mouth. I started having severe headache, and my 2 gynaes, they just suggested that I should stop taking that, rather that I should take medicine to stop that, but I don't want to take that. So the spitting continued though until my 16th week. That was when I noticed that the spitting was stopping, because we were preparing for my dad's funeral, and I could remember praying to my dad that he should just help me, that I don't want to come to the village and I'll be spitting up and down. And it seems like he answered me, because most of the signs that I'm going to call out now, and everything stopped the day I came back to the village. The next day it just looked like I became a new person. So I was still having excessive spitting in the beginning till 16th week of my pregnancy. That was when I stopped spitting. Then I was also unable to eat food. I couldn't eat food at the beginning of my second trimester because I was still smelly. If I smell any food, I will feel like vomiting. If I brush, I will feel like vomiting. If you bring water before me, I will feel like vomiting. And so I wasn't eating well, and I was just losing weight upon weight. That was what I was doing at the beginning of the second trimester. But towards that 16th, 17th week, this nausea and vomiting symptoms started reducing. I noticed that I can be able to brush my teeth without toothpaste and I will not feel like vomiting. Then I noticed that I can be able to eat some little food. I was even able to prepare food in the village when we went back for the funeral. So it was still unable to eat food at the beginning of the trimester, but now as I'm doing this video, I can eat whatever that I want to eat. Then at the beginning of my second trimester, I found it difficult to take water, but at a time what I was using as my water was Sprite, even though it wasn't healthy, but I needed something to take my drugs with, and I don't like the sugary taste of that Sprite, but I was just taking it to stay hydrated. But towards the middle, that was around my 14th, 15th week, I started taking water, and the only water I could take was just cold water or water that is blocked. That was what I was able to take, and I kept on with that, and I was taking at least 1 liter of water or more in a day, and my urine started changing. Then at that 16 weeks also, I was just worried. I was like, I have not seen any pregnancy bump. I was just worried. I want to know, hey, when will I start seeing, when will my stomach start coming out? So it was in that 16th week, one day, I just noticed that there was a difference in my pelvic area. So that was the first time I noticed my pregnancy bump. Is it bump or bump? That was when I noticed it, and it has continued to grow till the level that it is now, from my 16th, 17th week till now. In fact, it has grown more than it was then. So my pregnancy bump appeared in my second trimester. Then another thing also that I felt is that I felt the movement of my baby. I felt it in the village when we went for the funeral. That was around 17th or 18th week, and I was talking to my mom and my sister so that to confirm if that is actually the baby movement, because it was looking like abdominal cramps. So my mom confirmed it, and I must tell you guys, I was so happy. That time I could feel the movement of the baby, but it was still, as in, because I was so attentive to my body. I want to know when that one will happen, and it is called quickening in midwifery. So I felt it 17th week, and it has continued. In fact, now this baby now duga over this side, over this side. If even in the morning I feel it more in the morning, it seems like they don't sleep. All these things they say children don't sleep, they start now. It's only in the morning around 8, 9 I will notice that the baby will be calm. But if you see in the night when I will be sleeping, the thing will just be like boom boom boom, this side. So I started noticing my baby's movement, and even ultrasound, because I went for ultrasound at the end of my first trimester and some weeks ago. So they were able to detect the movement. The baby was moving very well. Then another thing is I noticed difference in my skin pigmentation. That's why I didn't do makeup in this video. Like if you look at my face here, I have a lot of appearance of black spots and pimple. This thing I think is as a result of the hormones. It's as a result of the hormones. I don't know whether you can see it. So these things appeared in this second trimester. It wasn't there in my first trimester. In fact, it wasn't even there at the beginning of this second trimester. But now my face is looking, so not just my face, even my chest, everywhere is filled with spots everywhere. So, and I know it's related to this. I know it's related to the progesterone hormone and the estrogen hormone. So another thing also, in my breast, I noticed that the areola, like I said in my previous video, it was becoming more darker, and the breast is becoming more fuller and fuller in preparation for the breastfeeding, and even the nipple is becoming bigger. These are the things that I noticed in my breast in this second trimester. Then again also I started feeling when I registered for antenatal, because I registered for antenatal early enough at 16 weeks. But when I went for my second checkup, they were able to palpate the fetal parts. They were able to hear the fetal sound, the fetal heart rate, using the fetal stethoscope, and even there's another monitor they used to check my fetal heart, and everything was there. Also, the ultrasound I went for also showed the skeleton of the baby and the position of the baby as of that time that I went for ultrasound. I know you may be listening to hear of sex. I didn't check for the sex of the baby, and all this while I've been going for ultrasound. So if I'm going to check it, we are going to agree with my husband. If we want to do it, we will do it. If not, we'll leave it, so that the whole surprise will be on the day of my delivery. So the ultrasound was able to pick the skeleton of my baby and the heartbeat and everything. Then the most important thing also in this second trimester is that I started cooking, because in my first trimester it was my husband and my sister that do come, my sisters that do come and help out in the cooking. My husband was cooking. He was the one doing all the house chores, because if I enter the kitchen to cook, it's either I vomit before the cooking, or I will vomit after the cooking. If I want to wash the dishes, it's either I vomit before starting. So he was basically the person doing everything that we do in the house. The much I do is just to manage and take care of myself, take my bath and sleep and sleep and sleep until all I was it. That is one of the things that I also noticed here. Then the excessive smell that I used to have in my first trimester, everything stopped in this second trimester. And I can say that in this second trimester, it feels like I'm feeling much more better than in my first trimester. Then there is another significant thing also that I noticed in this second trimester. I noticed that I used to have leg cramps. Is it leg cramps? Yes, I just feel it if I'm sleeping. The cramps will just come and it will disturb me. I have to stand up, and I'll have to stand somehow so that there will be blood flow. And I learned that this is as a result of lack of calcium. So, and I used to take calcium, but once that thing happens, I will increase the quantity of calcium that I take, and it will definitely stop. I start taking more of milk. I start taking brisket bone. I start taking things that contain calcium, and it has been helping me. So then I also notice a mild waist pain. Sometimes I have mild waist pain, and now also I notice that I frequent the toilet. I go to the toilet to urinate always more than I do before. Each time at night I can even go to toilet about 3, 4 or 5 times, and this is as a result of the weight of the baby on the uterus. You know, they line together in the anatomical, their natural way, they line together. So I notice I go to toilet, I urinate always. But if I'm in a unfavorable environment, I hold myself so that I will not get infected by dirty toilets. So these are the signs that I felt in my second trimester. Guys, if you're a pregnant mom, or if you've been a mom and you notice any of these signs, please kindly confirm in the comment section so that I will know that we are together in this. Then if you are new to my channel, if this is the first time you're stopping to my channel, you are highly welcome to my channel. In order not to miss any videos that I'm going to put up after this one or in future, kindly hit the subscribe button, hit the bell by the side, so that you are not going to miss any of this. Then for my returning subscribers, thank you so much for always coming back to watch my videos. Thank you for the support. Thank you for everything. I really appreciate you. And having said that, see you in our next video. Bye.